jërë ngeen jëf mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a gërëm bu baax di leen dalal ci biir kër gi am mbégte lool del suwaat ak yéen ci programme bi la mooy The Morning Star ñu ciy gërëm nag xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi fu waaye mun a ne fu ne fii ci Star TV ngeen di ko taaxirlu di bàyyi xel xibaar yi la nga xam ne mooy bàyyi ko ci kayiti xibaar yi ak lépp lu fës ci social media bi lépp dinañ leen koy dil waaye it dinañ leen indi li nga xam ne moom mooy li koppari réew mi di wécce ko koppari bitim réew ak li ci marché bi it ñu bàyyi leen ko xel su ko defee ñu indi leen jég loolu le waaye it dinañ am guest benn star a rising star a superstar making name for himself in the music industry in the Gambia. Momit Deninko interview my top striker. And of course we'll take a look at some other issues as well. But we're sending our greetings to each and every one of you, wherever you might be watching us from. I'm Lipsy and together with Maimuna. Maimuna, good morning, how are you?
I'm Laura Lipsy. Good morning to our wonderful viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Morning Star, broadcasting from our studio along the Brighton Highway.
Oh. You still stick to Battle Harden Highway. You tam change lo to OIC road. Ndax li ma dal si Battle Harden Highway bi moo la dal man I love the name Battle Harden Highway.
It's all the same.
I know it's the same, but li ma mean mooy if you still stick to Battle Harden Highway and not OIC road xëy na boobu la gënal moo tax moo gën a neex a oo ndax naka la demee noonu.
bu ñëw rek. bu ñëw rek OIC Battle Harden Highway.
Anyway, we're going for a short break, and then when we return, we'll take a look at the commodity prices together with the currency update courtesy of the Central Bank of the Gambia. Coming back shortly. ay ci mbokk yi su ko defee ñu dellusiwaat ak yéen ci programme bi la moo di Morning Star ñu ànd ci ak yéen fii ci Star TV su ko defee ñu doxantu nag dem ci marché bi seetli feneen ñu bàyyi ko askan wi ñu toll nag ci njëg li nga xam ne moom la ñu jëlee ci marché yi léegi surtout marché yi ne ci Tundi Kanifing municipalité bi la nga xam ne moom lañ toll ci marché Serekunda marché Talinding marché Bakaw marché yi li nga xam ne moo ñu wër ku fa dem ku ne njëg li ñu leen a waaj a jox di ngeen ko fa am waaye nag du jaas ngeen dem ci yenn ci marché yi ngeen gis ne njëg li ute na lool parce que ñu nit ñu ngi koy nemmee ko ci marché yi li nga xam ne moom la ñoo jotee njëg li waaye suñu sukkandikoo ci li nga xam ne moom lañ jot a am American Bako Fries mu ngi toll ci $2,100 bi tey muy benn ci xeeti American Bako Fries yooyu la parce que léegi-léegi ñu dem ñu won ñu ay ñaar ne bii ci la bokk bi la ci la bokk waaye li gën a wóor mooy ku ci am $2,100 di nga am saaku American Bako Fries saaku saram mu toll ci $3,200 ñu gis saaku barabara bi toll ci $2,500 waaye saaku sugar mu ngi toll ci $2,300 ñu gis ni saaku liñoŋ ci $900 20 litre gallon bu diwlin mu toll ci $2,100 10 litre bi mu ngi toll ci $1,150 5 litre bi toll ci $650 ak $750 20 litre gallon bu diwtiir mu toll ci $2,500 saaku furiñ toll ci $2,100 saaku pompiteer mu ngi toll ci $900 tamate marita carton bi ngi toll ci $1,150 mooy 2 kilo bi benn pot bi toll ci $220 ñu gis it beef muy ndawale kese nga xam ne raxul benn yax mu ngi toll ci $450 meat and bone mu toll ci $400 carton yi ginaar yi li nga xam ne fukki ginaar ci ne surtout bi nga xam ne mooy peese 1.2 mu ngi toll ci $1,800 bi nga xam ne nag mooy peese 1.3 mu ngi toll ci $2,000 benn full chicken buy peese 1.2 mu ngi toll ci $200 bi nga xam ne mooy peese 1.3 mu ngi toll ci $225 chicken legs carton bi toll ci $1,250 kilo chicken legs mu toll ci $150 ñu gis chicken wings carton bi toll ci $1,350 muy njëg li la nga xam ne moom la ñu jot a bàyyi xel ci marché yi lee kon ku ci sukkandiku ku ne di nga xam ne ngay waajalee sa bopp laata ngay génne dem fi mu mun a doon ci marché yi lee suñ bàyyi ko ci loolu nag ñu dem fële ci Central Bank of the Gambia ñu seet lan la koppari réew mi di wécce ko koppari bitim réew li ci mel ni American US dollar mu ngi toll ci 71.89 ñu gis euro bi mu ngi toll ci 84.97 Great British Pound bi mu ngi toll ci 94.99 CFA bi wala Swiss franc bi mu ngi toll ci 84.70 Swedish krona bi toll ci 661.84 Canadian dollar bi mu ngi toll ci 51.23 CFA bi toll ci 634.60 Norwegian krone bi mu ngi toll ci 715.09 Danish krone bi toll ci 1122.14 Saudi riyal bi toll ci 19.17 Japanese yen bi mu ngi toll ci 47.76. This is the currency update courtesy of the Central Bank of the Gambia. We're going for a short break, and then when we return, we'll take a look at the newspapers, followed by some analysis together with Maimuna. Coming back shortly after this break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is coming to you live and direct from Star TV, broadcasting along from our studios along the OIC Highway or the Battle Harden Highway. Anyway, but it's time to take a look at the newspapers, and I think we've got Standard Point and the Voice newspaper. Mayona, can you take us through, please?
Good morning. Once again, and welcome to the newspaper review segment. Let's take a look at what's on the front pages of the Standard newspaper, the Point, and that of the Voice newspaper. To start with the Standard newspaper, we have NHRE says government yet to implement measures to ban security officers as recommended by TRRC. SFL accuses government of deception, misplaced priorities. We have court railed over hospitals' failure to deliver report on detained ex-soldiers' health. Senegal puts captains of a migrant boat from Gambia on trial. Policeman disabled on duty says he has been retired, can't get benefits or medical help. On the Voice newspaper, we have First Lady inaugurates oxygen plant at EFSTH. Cement shortage hits Farafenni. Dealers call for lifting of embargo on Senegalese cement. SFL accuses government of attacking opposition, neglecting duties. Director of Land testified before the parliamentary committee. We have George demands a medical report to support ex-soldier Sanyang's bail application. Journalist testifies on controversial interview on soldier shooting case. A prosecution witness testifies in Gunjur break-in case. On the Point newspaper, we have a journalist cross-examined over Mama Jabi's interview in PIU shooting incident. We have Erdogan upbeat about Turkey-Africa relation at Istanbul Forum. Forestry Department to revamp a warrant card for forestry personnel. We have bodies of 3 teens recovered after drowning at Gunjur Beach. We have officer explains how ex-soldier Sanyang was arrested at airport. Government react to Point's editorial. We have Reliance commemorates International Day of Rural Women with foundation stone laying in Soma. Those are the headlines we have on the Standard newspaper, the Point, and that of the Voice newspaper. So going through the main story on the Standard newspaper, it says government, NHRE says government yet to implement measures to ban security officers as recommended by TRRC. By Tabora Bojang of the Standard newspaper. The National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, has stated in its third status report on the implementation of the government white paper on the report of the TRRC that the government is yet to ban dozens of security officials responsible for rights violation during former President Jammeh's regime, as recommended by the Truth Commission. In January 2024, President Adama Barrow gave his assent to the ban from Public Office Act 2023 after it was declared by the National Assembly. The act is set to enforce the TRRC's recommendation for the banning of some officials, mainly from the security sector, from holding public office for varying periods of time. However, in its report submitted to the National Assembly, NHRC reported that despite the passing of the ban from Public Office Act 2023, the government has not yet taken any measures to ban the following officials from holding public office for 10 years. Corporal Alhaji Kani, Private Babukar Njai alias Njai Ponkal, Private John Charles B. Mendy, Private Babukar Ahmed Njai B. Njai. we have Private Albert Gomez, Private Lamarana Bari, Private Ansa Mendy, Private Jel Musa Susu, Private Lamin Marong, Private Mustafa Toure alias Churo, Private Lamin Koli, Lamin Senghor alias Assassin, and Private Babukar Mbub. The report said the government has also failed to implement the ban against Sergeant Gomez alias Hitler, Kausu Kamara, Pa Aliu Gomez, and BK Jata from holding public office for 10 years. According to the NHRC, the Ministry of Justice initiated the process by instructing relevant institutions to place those recommended to be banned on administrative leave, and the Ministry of Public Service is to be responsible for formal enforcement, which involves notifying affected individuals and relieving them of their duties through dismissal, forced retirement, or other administrative measures. However, those named individuals are yet to be banned. The Commission also stated that there is no official communication from the Gambia Police Force confirming whether the recommendations to take disciplinary measures against Modlamin Fati, Abdullah Bah, and Momodu Cham, who were at the St. Augustine's High School during the April 2000 students' demonstration, as implemented. The government has also accepted the TRRC's recommendation to carry out further investigations to dismiss and ban Lieutenant Colonel Amadou Bojang, Ibrahim Sisi, Babukar Tarawale, Alfred Bojang, and Babukar Singate from working in the security service, and consider the possibility of charging them with torture domestically. But the NHRC report stated that there is no evidence that further investigations have been carried out to dismiss them, or that steps have been taken to consider charging them with torture domestically. On the TRRC recommendation to ban present and former NIA officials who directly and indirectly participated in the torture of detainees and other gross human rights violation and abuse from holding any office in government for a minimum of 10 years. The Commission said during its reporting period, it found that no ban has been placed on Lamin Baji, Tijanba, Fodebari, Ibrahima Jim Drame, Salmina Drame, Momodo Haidara, Usman Jallo, Lamin Baba Deng Jobate, and Baba Saho. According to the NHRC, there is also no evidence that former NIA Chief Harry Sambo has been banned from holding public office for 5 years for his participation in the torture of Omar Damfa and Balo Kante.
Wow.
Yes. Sorry, my phone is
I wonder what they're waiting for.
Yes. That is the issue. Every time dañ ko dee wax fii dañ dee am commission si nga xamante ne dañ dee def seen liggéey jox leen mandate bi sometimes to the extent of di yokka seen mandate bi dafa dem 3 to 4 to even 5 years ñu ngi def liggéey bi, but at the end of the day suñ joxee seen recommendations to the government they fail to implement. That is the issue.
But let's take a look at the fact sheet provided by from the Askanwi, because maa ngi gis si seen website bi. There was a time, I remember, the Gambia National Human Rights Commission sent latest progress report highlights that only 16th, recommendation issued by the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission (TRRC) have been implemented by the Gambia government. So over a 2 years period between 2001 and 2023. So which means the rate is just 6% out of the 262 recommendations accepted by the Gambia government. So Gambia government's white paper. So of the TRRC. So vying the degree. So at this rate, so the government will take the government over 30 years. To complete the implementation of the TRRC recommendation. Because if you have only, 16, out of the 262 recommendations from the TRRC, so that's the only thing then rate is like at 6%. So it's going to take them 30 years to complete the implementation of the TRRC recommendation. So, small problem. Lot more essence. In fact, many people have been accusing the government for using taxpayers' money
Yes,
into all these
to fund
processes,
this,
and then at the end of the day, duñ gis any results, duñ gis guy implement or whatever. So, so it's slow and stuff, then people will continue to blame the government for wasting taxpayers' money, don't you think?
that it's a dunyaka, because I see no reason why set up a commission or at the end of the day, if recommendations are given, you will find it very hard to implement those recommendations. I don't think it's necessary to set up a commission. Gis nañ fi the Russian oil scandal bi buñ defee seen inquiry and all the stuff, the government is finding it very hard pour mun a gis ne mun nañoo punish the culprits yi nga xamante ne they are involved in that scandal. So mu doon loo xamante ne war nañ see bàyyi seen xel bu baax. These are people yi nga xamante ne they are yearning for justice for over years now. Others ñeneen di seen mbokk yi enforced disappearance, others hanga allegedly dañ leen rey, ñeneen sax ba léegi xamuñ where some of their people are. So mu doon loo xamante ne I think the government war nañ see gën a work on pour mun a gis ne they should work on the recommendations given by the TRRC pour mun a gis ne those victims also mun nañoo am the justice they deserve.
Yeah, because as it stands, according to this report, so the job, even if some of them, some of the recommendations were carried out, especially with the issue of the Gambia National Police Force, because the commission is saying that been official, official communication that confirms whether send band with likes of Modou Lamin Fati, Abdoulaye Ba, Modou Cham, were recommended, were implemented. Because the issue of these police officers that were present at St. Augustine's during the April 10, 10-11, and loolu foog naa nit ñi dañ ci am interest trop. Loolu dafa nekk loo bés boobu maa ngi fàttaliku bés boobu was like it was one of the darkest days in this country, because for them fu nekk everywhere waaye ñaari fan yooyu noonu dafa taroon trop muy fii April 10 then 11 Barra area boobu noonu ak yooyu noonu ñaata xale des 12 if I am right su ma fàttewut 12 nga ñëw Bestfield gis li fa nekk ci bés boobu noonu just because of benn student ngeen téye rek maltraite ko dóor ko su ma juumut sax foog naa moom lañ doon wax ne moom lañ naanal ndoxi cement or whatsoever. Students yi time boobu yaa ngi am student bodies yi like yaa ngi am NAPSA yaa ngi GAMSU the Gambia Press Union and the Gambia Student Union ak yooyu noonu. So students yëpp dañ meroon dañ génnoon ci biti, and then not only the students but initially it was only the students, because communication was like we are going to demonstrate, and then students gather together whatever. But after all da nga gis ne ñëpp ñoo ci bokk because of affaire dafa open law. So suñ demee ba ñu am the chance of setting a TRRC, understand ba pare ñu make recommendations. I think government waruñ ta waste any time, no time pour ñu waruñ ta waste benn time pour implement some of these recommendations. So now if atrocities have been committed, you realize that these are some of the things you have it has been going on, and then you try to set up another commission. Do you think the people will whether it's this government or the other government coming or whatever, so they've been in the next elections, do you think the Gambian people will trust our government, our representatives, for using taxpayers' money in commissions yoo xam ne ni at the end of the day the recommendations will not be implemented?
I don't think dinañ am that trust from people, because recent lu fi happen nekku the TRRC alone. Gis nañ the Jane Commission bi tamit as well. Finance yi nga xamante ne xew na fa when it comes to financial issues. Several people were banned from holding public office, but yes, still those people are appointed, they are still working with the government. So I don't think people also will have that trust again pour mun a gis ne mun nañu óoluwaat being this government or any other government bu ñëw setting up a commission pour mun a gis ne they will make findings, give recommendations, but also implementing them is also a problem, because no bon dina am nit yi nga xamante ne they are still with the government, they are dinañ bokk si nit yi nga xamante ne they are implicated during the findings, so they find very hard pour mun a gis ne they will implement those.
Yeah, but why should it be hard? Parce que su fekkee ne their names were mentioned, the recommendation said they should be banned, man fo waruma lan moo war a tax loolu moo hard pour loolu because recommendation
it's a matter of most in as much as them then be recommend lii ak lii mooy sarta yi lañ war a teg to the certain people waruloo ko regardless na mu ngi serve government ou nekku de serve government ou mun na maa serve any other day in as much as people are ñi yaa ngi soxla li nga xamante ne moo nekk justice war nañoo bàyyi seen xel bu baax a baax with regards to loolu because these are people yi nga xamante they have been yearning for this for ages because this then during the TRRC hearings bu mu doon xew people were so appreciative about it they were so happy hoping ne at the end of the day affaire su demee ba jeex recommendations yi government with no waste duñ waste ban time dañoo work on li nga xamante ne moo nekk recommendation but it turns to be the other way around so I hope ñoom tamit war nañoo bàyyi seen xel bu baax with regards to loolu seet lu ñu war a def pour mun a gis ne those people ñoo am justice bi nga xamante ne boobu leen deserve because those victims are still crying.
Exactly and then dafa mel ni benn time ay waxtaan ak nit mu ne ma in fact moom TRRC bi su desoon si moom rek it will be like du nekk reconciliation then nga am reparation it will be reparation ba pare reconciliation so gis nga nit ñi seen interest naka la utee ci ni ñu doon gisee TRRC bi am na ñoo xam ne waxuma la implementation bi sax de waaye only even to reconcile ñi gis ne no we cannot just reconcile like that without reparation. Reparation should follow should come first and then reconciliation but you did mention about people working with the government and stuff like that some of them were pardoned because maa ngi gis the likes of Njogu Ba xam naa is one of those ñi nga because of commission bi ak yooyu noonu in fact the Janneh commission and then Momodou Sabally as well but Sabally loolu moo taxoon mënutoon a taxaw pour vie for the position of the National Assembly ak yooyu noonu but Njogu Ba now gis nañ ko with poor and stuff like that but li ñoo wax mooy it should be implemented as far as it was recommended you accept it so it should be implemented why mënuma gis why ñu waste time because if it's going to be at that rate which is 6% then obviously according to them it is going to take 30 years for government to fully implement the recommendations of the TRRC which I think is definitely which definitely doesn't make sense.
Should work on it. Said they should work on it. We move to the next one, which says Senegal puts captains of migrant boats from Gambia on trial by Cissé. Senegal's National Division for the Fight Against Migrant Trafficking has referred 5 suspect smugglers to the Financial Prosecutor's Office in connection with a failed attempt at irregular migration to Spain. This follows an operation that saw the Senegalese Navy intercept 124 migrants at sea on the 13th October 2025 who were handed over to the DNLT. According to the Senegalese media report, the intercepted migrants include 85 Gambians, 14 Senegalese, 8 Guineans, 1 Bissau Guinean, and 16 Malians. Of these, 11 were women and 17 were minors of 9 boys and 8 girls. The boat sailed from Barra on 13th October at 3 a.m. and less than 10 hours later found around 13 October. It was intercepted by the Senegalese Navy approximately 15 nautical miles off the Gambian coast. Investigations indicated 5 captains among the passengers recruited specifically to sail the canoe to Spain. They are Youssoupha Faye, Mahmoud Faye, Moussa Faye, Seydina Aliou Niang, and Arfang Ngom. They were said to have admitted to the charges preferred against them. The captains reportedly also named 3 individuals as the organizers of this migrant trafficking network. The Senegalese police said they have not yet been able to arrest the 3 suspects. However, investigations are actively continuing. The 5 captains made their initial appearance before the public prosecutor on Thursday morning.
Joolaay am nañ lu ñu wax nag parce que 5 yëpp séeréer lañ man loolu ma jaaxal nag Joolaay am nañ ndam nag waaye bugga lu baax rek.
bugga lu baax bi
bugga lu baax rek de. bugga lu baax rek de. ma tax moo ma jaaxal because Youssoupha Faye Mamadou Faye Youssoupha naka Moussa Diouf ko moom suma nijaay la. Seydina Aliou Niang ak Arfang Ngom ñëpp séeréer lañ di. léegi loo ci bëgg a wax yow.
yow
joolaa bi loo ci bëgg a wax parce que rëy bi nga rëy nii mosuloo ko rëy bi ñu commencé ak léegi ñëpp seen nga commencé rëy jëlaay am ndam ndax lan.
waaw dañ am ndam.
parce que.
warut luñ def ne it's totally unacceptable.
biñ commencé jàpp ba léegi jàppuñ kenn joolaa.
foo gis joolaa dawal kenn.
kon waane lañ ci dugal.
foo gis joolaa di dawal kenn.
ma gis seen kenn yi léegi uti yoxos. no waay this is really serious Maimouna parce que soo seetee li ci gën a daw yaram sax mooy the issue of this women and 17 minors. mu jigéen xam nga bu njëkk dañ naan góor yaay dem ak yooyu noonu waaye léegi jigéen yi yéen seen bopp yéenaay dem lu waral loolu.
pregnant women.
waaye lan moo taxaw jigéen yi taxaw rek ne ñoom tam dañoo dem duñ fi bàyyi góor ñi war a góor ñi duñ leen fi bàyyi xam nga affaire yi dara amul ci réew mi dañoo dem uti loolu moom duñ ci wax sax parce que yàgg dañ ko wax parce que ñaareel lii soo ko gisee rek loolu la koo gis muy dem dafa bëgg a daani dooleem xëy na gannaawam ci lim bàyyi gannaaw xam nga jëmut kër sonal na ak nangama nanga mu ne dafaa dem parce que koo ci jàppatam ku nekk loolu la laa layal loolu la laa wax waaw affaire si dafa métti liggéey amul ci biir réew mi mooy benn boobu moom benn la boo xam ne man d'accord ma ci liggéey amul ci réew mi man d'accord ma ci xëy na yow liggéey bi nga bëgg nga amut bot liggéey ngi ci biir réew mi su dee tànnantuwuloo di nga am liggéey ngi ci biir réew mi dëgg la but économie bi as well definitely favor la dangaa am liggéey sax waaye doo gis sa bopp ci liggéey boobule so ku mel noonu mun ngaa dem ba ci biir nga caalit su ko defee nga tegu ci yoon yemul ci loolu parce que gis nañ ñoo xam ne tamit dañoo am seen business jaay ko parce que moom am naa ci benn raka boo xam ne loolu ko ci daal dafa jaay atelier bi jaay bagage am yi jaay naam tegu ci yoon bi ba pare mu dee ci yoon bi so da ngaa gis ne yooyu yëpp dara jaru ko fi waaye li ma jaaxal mooy jigéen ñi seen boppa jigéen ñi léegi ñoom ñoo ci gën a saf yóbbuwale seen i doom ku ci biir dem ak sa biir am na ñoo xam ne ci yoon bi la ñoo biiree dem wasine Spain su dee jàll nañ suñ jàllu nag ne last time ñu ngi doon génnee benn jigéen boo xam ne in Libya even ñim àndal sax ñoom ñoo doon wax ne ñoom sonn nañ waaye kooku lañ war a gën a dimbale parce que dafa biir ba mënut a dox bay watatu jigéen ñi fuñ teg loolu may mun a jigéen ñi lan moo leen boole ci fii lan moo tax jigéen ñi tar ci bu baax a baax jamono ji daa jar na
because it's something li nga xamante ne jarut ko sooy tukki waxuñ ne bul migrate boo sooy migrate in a way bi nga xamante ne you will be safe doo sonal kenn doo sonal sa boppa
waaye dañ laa ne booboo jafe parce que di nga dem ci nit mu ne la ut naa yoon ba soo na mënumaa dem wala nga gis nit ku la ne dem naa ñu reject ma wala nga gis que ne dama gisul sax ku maa yóbbu waxuma laa nag di ko ut
waaye lu la óor ne soo jëlee yoon bi dangaa succès because dafa jël time balaa nga dem ba setul xam nga mun a génn commencé di fecc sa ay soxla ñeneen ñi ñu fa dem den depuis kañ others are still in the camp they still find it very hard pour mun a gis ne mun na ñëw génn dem faji seen i ay soxla so I think time bi nga jël the entire time nga jël spend on tukki bi xam nga time bi nga spend because soo fa demee you must adapt to those people the language seen xam nga their behavior mun nga ko loolu yëpp danga ko war a adapt so I think that's time bi nga xamante ne boobu nga jël spend ko with foofu soo jëlee time boobu def ko fii invest in other things mun nga see am njëriñ but I gis na ne lii it's something common because Gambia fii all the time dana gis ne immigration dañ dee jàpp nit dañ jàpp borom gaal yi nit yi nga xamante ne ñoo dee plan everything pour mun a gis ne mun nañoo engage into such but really ma dégg ne maybe prosecute na leen ou yóbbu na leen si kanami yoon yes that is also an issue but this is in Senegal dem nañ uyu foofu nga xamante ne moo nekk public prosecutor
both took off from Gambia
ñu jàppale
Senegal so some of them xam naa dañ leen a seenaat back ñu ñëwaat Gambia but the thing is like especially ñi nga xam ne they were involved in organizing the trip some of them xam nga fu mu nekk
three of them I think three of them
ñu ngi toog si nen fu mu nekk parce que gisanguñ leen jàppanguñ leen xam naa ko dem ñu ngi toog si nen
yàlla nen jàpp gaay
te ku toog si nen moom dara doo ko xam sa bopp xam nga ne loolu tax olof naan ku toog si nen doo bu standeko xam nga ñooñu seen yëngu-yëngu du bari benn place dañoo toog su xew amee doo dem so doo pousse place anyway parce que it's not safe for you waaye ak ni munti mel nguur gi ñoo ci war a gën a mën a jàppale nit ñi jàppale ñu ci you know gën a create yenn avenues yoo xam ne ni ndawi réew mi nañ ci gis seen boppa parce que loolu mooy dëgga réew bu dem bu ne ñi ko yóbbu mooy ndawi réew mi te soo seetee according to suñ population bi 60 or more percent are youths.
ndaw. so ndaw yi daal nañoo bàyyi seen xel bu baax waxuñ ne bu leen migrate but migrate in ways bi nga xamante ne you will be safe doo sonal kenn.
All right,
Move
let's
to
take a
the
look at
next
something else.
story,
Yeah?
which says policeman disabled on duty says he has been retired, can't get benefits or medical help. By Tabura Bojang again, 63-year-old Sub-Inspector Sidi Jiba was on duty when he was struck by a Senegalese registered motorbike at the Farafenye roundabout in February 2021. He sustained injuries in his leg and hip and was taken to the Balangar clinic where he was treated but continued to experience pain and decided to go to the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul. A medical board chaired by Dr. Keba Marina, Dr. Seikum Manka, and Dr. Musaka was constituted under the directive of former Director of Health Services, Dr. Mustafa Bite, to elevate his condition of health status. The board submitted a report in September 2021. In it, the doctors indicate that Mr. Jiba walks with an antalgial giant and limp and needs a left total hip replacement surgery. The report put the cost of the implant alone at least $60,000 if he is to have the survey in the Gambia, and the expertise is available locally and it will enable him to return to a normal level of function again. Jiba told the Standard that he submitted this report to Commissioner Kinte, who was in charge of police medics at the time, and he was later informed that the police would send his medical report to the Ministry of Health to seek sponsorship. The Standard saw a letter dated October 14, 2021, signed by Assistant Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Abba, addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, seeking intervention to facilitate Jiba's medical treatment. Jiba narrated, "I have since made followed ups at the police about the state of the request, but anytime I go there, they could not tell me anything tangible. I later went to the Ombudsman for them to intervene. The Ombudsman official called AIG Ba in my presence and asked me to leave my number, and they were going to call me. I waited for over 3 months without any information from the Ombudsman. I then proceeded to the Human Rights Commission to report the matter. They visited my house, interviewed me and promised to get back to me, but I never heard from them. I later went to Commissioner Ndong at the police headquarters, who asked me to submit all my documents, which I did, but nothing happened. I was later referred to Commissioner Seka, now in charge of police medics, and he advised that I go back to Dr. Marina for him to increase the fee because he said 60,000 cannot cure me. I went back to Dr. Marina with our sergeant from the welfare office, and Dr. Marina gave us a number and received that directed us to a certain facility where the police can get my treatment and all the medicines, but nothing happened," Jiba lamented. He alleged that since he got this accident, no police officer ever visited him. My salary has been blocked since March 2025. I went to the police headquarters to negotiate the blockade, but I was informed by the HR office that I am due for retirement. They requested my ID card, my TIN number to process my benefits. Up to date, I cannot have my salary or my retirement benefits, Jiba lamented. I could not pay my house rent for 5 months, and the landlord recently notified me to vacate his compound. I have 2 wives and 6 children, and as I speak, I have nowhere to go, Jiba said. He said he was recently called by the police to return his uniform, and he complied. He further narrated that his health condition has since deteriorated and he could not walk long distance on crutches. When contacted for clarification, police spokesperson ASP Modu Musa Sisoho told the Standard the GPF is aware of the case. A lot of support has already been accorded to him for his health matter. GPF is still following the request with the Ministry of Health and related stakeholders.
Wow.
Unfortunate situation.
The
situation is very unfortunate.
So Sisa said a lot of
benefits accorded to him.
Yeah, but sama jahal moy if a sub inspector if a sub inspector should go through all this.
What about?
So what about police in the way? Suñu amone problème bi lan la ñoo def. This is totally unacceptable. This is not fair.
And I don't think ne mun na moo am all those benefits mu ñëw still denied ne amut dara.
Non du ñàkk man sax fooguma ne man gëm naa ne war du ñàkk ne am na luñ ko defal sax anyway but am nga defal la lii te fekk defal lu am nii te fekk yaa ngi la war ñu ngi la war a defal lu am nii then obviously loolu du war a tax nga noppi da ngaa wax especially sa salaries nekkul di ko jël ba pare tam
te loolu métit boobu yaa ngi ko amee in performing
da nga jug for the time and according to them ba pare dañu war a jox sa benefits joxuñ la ko even su fekkoon ne ñu ngi la doon support sax you must have to come out and voice out your frustration because kii mu ngi luwaas 5 months fayit luwaas borom kër gi pare na pour génne ko këram fan la moo dem ak ñaari jabar ak ay njabootam but su fekkee ne sub inspector mooy go through that then what of ñi nga xam ne lii they just private but li ma jaaxal mooy bi mu feebaree ba léegi benn police officer dama seetu ko even his colleagues xam nga su waxoon ne mu ne the people at the top boosam yeeg nangam but soo ne benn police officer ñëw sees la loolu dama jaaxal trop loolu dama jaaxal ana xaritam yi ñu nekkoon si service bi fi ngaa demee ba nekk ay sub inspector then obviously serve nga at yu bëri ci police bi war ngaa build that relationship with colleagues and everyone so waroon nekk si situation bu mel ni especially when you were on duty because this thing happens when he was on duty.
yaa def sa liggéey.
yaa
def sa liggéey.
waaw. boobu moom affaire la.
I hope the Gambia police force.
foog naa ñu ngi spend time si paper boobu noonu. ñu move on to the other paper then ñu seetlu fa nekk then balaa ñu.
Move to the Voice newspaper which says First Lady inaugurates oxygen plant at EFSTH.
Yeah, we can stop that.
Yes, you have that.
waaw ñu ngi am loolu si nifin bi then ñu check another one so that ñu.
We have cement shortage hits Farafenni dealers. Call for lifting of embargo on Senegalese cement. By Kemokani, cement dealers in Farafenni have raised concerns over a shortage of cement in the North Bank town, urging the Gambia government to reconsider lifting the embargo placed on Senegalese cement. Over the weekend, several dealers told reporters that they traditionally sourced cement from Senegal for distribution in Farafenni and surrounding areas. They said the government's embargo has severely disrupted their businesses and warned that the problem could worsen after the rainy season when demands typically rise during the dry months. Sheikh Ahmed Tijan Cham, a cement importer in Farafenni, said all his stocks remained idle because he could no longer bring cement from Senegal. Expressing his frustration, he described the government's embargo as a major threat to the sustainability of his business. It's possible to pay 180 per bag of cement and still make a profit. We are appealing to the Ministry of Trade and the President of the Republic to reconsider this decision. When I used to bring cement from Senegal, a bag cost $3.50, but today everyone in Farafenni's cement trade is feeling the burden. Things were much better when cement was coming from Senegal, Sheikh Cham said. Al-Haji Khalilu Jawa, another importer, says he still has up to 6,000 bags in Senegal which had been fully paid before the embargo was imposed by the Gambia Revenue Authority. My 6,000 bags of cement have been stocked in Sahel, Senegal for 2 years. This has affected me deeply and I don't know what to do, he lamented. Jibi Jao, a Farafenye dealer, also says he previously owned 9 trucks, but 4 are now non-operational due to maintenance costs he cannot afford. He added that some drivers and apprentices who rely on him for salaries have also been forced out of work. Momodu Seka, a tricycle operator who transports cement, described life as extremely difficult for himself and colleagues. He said his tricycle was provided by a friend on a payment by installment agreement, but the slowdown in business made it nearly impossible to keep up the payment. Musa Job, a laborer responsible for offloading trucks, added that he struggles to earn enough for basic needs and called on the government to review the cement solution immediately. Dealers across Farafenye have argued that the embargo on Senegalese cement could be lifted to stabilize the market, reduce costs, cement-related business that supports a livelihood in the North Bank region.
issue ciment boobu de mooy loolu nañ jaaral dem ci beneen parce que dama bëgg ñu speed up time bi because dinañ am guest then dama bëgg ñu set other stories as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the stories are repeated. So I'll go with the final one. It says journalists cross-examined over Mama Jabi's interview and PIU shooting by Mumodu Jawo of the Point newspaper. In a detailed cross-examination before Justice Ibrahim Ajete of the High Court in Banjul, Counsel Adam Silla, representing the second accused person, Ami Bojang, in the PIU's Sukuta shooting incident, questioned Bakari Mankajang, defense witness, stand about his journalistic background and the circumstances surrounding his interview with prosecution witness Mama Jabi. Mankajang testified that he has been actively working as a journalist for 4 to 5 years, having started in 2021 as a radio journalist. He confirmed conducting an interview with Mama Jabi, which lasted approximately 10 to 11 minutes. When asked about his digital reach, Mankajang disclosed that his Facebook page has attracted nearly 81,000 viewers, while his TikTok account boasts approximately 283,000 followers. He added that his content receives daily views ranging between 145,000 to 150,000. Pressed on the location of the interview, Mankajang stated that it took place in Yarambamba at a compound reportedly belonging to the president's sister. He clarified that Mama Jabi herself chose the location and was staying there at the time of the interview. Although his prior research indicates she resides in Sukuta, he recounted that he had spoken with Mama the night before the interview, during which she mentioned accompanying the police to report on a suspect the next morning. She instructed him to meet her in Yarambamba, where she directed him to the compound for the interview. Consul Silla asked whether conducting the interview at the president's sister home could have influenced Mama Jabi's statements. Mankajang replied, "I have no idea about that." Silla then questioned whether the witness was aware of the $1 million bond placed on the first accused. "Yes, I was aware. That was everywhere when the president said that," Mankajang confirmed. Counsel Silla suggested that the interview location and timing after the bounty declaration may have been chosen to carry favor or align with the president's interests. Mankajang responded, "Well, I cannot say much about it." Silla continued, "Within the interview, Mama Jabi told you that as soon as she saw the first accused, she suspected that Usaino must have done something. Is that correct?" "Yes." She said that, and the audio was played before the court. Mankajang replied, "Yes." Silla asked whether it was fair to say that Mama Jabi prejudged the suspect before any investigation was concluded. Mankajang responded, "Well, according to the interview, that's what she said." He confirmed that Mama Jabi stated she acted for the president. Counsel Silla then asked whether Mama Jabi had mentioned seeing the first accused with any group of machineries, either on or off record. The prosecution objected, arguing that off-record information was invisible. Silla countered, citing Section 10 and 02 of the Evidence Act, which permits cross-examination to test a witness' veracity or elicit material facts. Silla further asked whether Mama Jabi had mentioned MFDC or MFPC rebels in the interview. No, she didn't mention that, Mankajang replied.
This is quite interesting.
Yes, when asked whether the interview refined the second accused, Ami Bujang, Mankajang stated no, the interview was solely based on her interaction with the first accused. There was no mention of Ami Bujang. Counsel Silla concluded, so it could be safe to say that nothing was said in respect of the second accused person during the interview with Mama Jabi. Yes, Mankajang confirmed. Prosecution counsel A.O. Wakawa then commenced his cross-examination, asking whether journalism is governed by a code of ethics. Mankajang affirmed, stating that the profession is regulated by ethical standard and that he is a member of both the Young Gambia Journalism Association and the Gambia Press Union. Wakawa challenged the notion that journalists could investigate. Mankajang responded that investigative journalism is a recognized and essential part of the profession. He acknowledged that the police held a press briefing about the incident, which he followed online, though he could not recall whether it occurred before or after his interview with Mama Jabi. I cannot recall the date, he admitted. Asked whether he had volunteered information to the police, Mankajang said he did not, but believed his journalistic work contributed to the investigation. I was aware that anyone who knew about anything could act to help lead to the suspect arrest, he said. However, Mankajang revealed that he was arrested upon returning from Jululung. Upon my arrival, I was arrested by the police, he said. He added that no reason was given at the time, but later was informed it was due to interference with witness and jurisdictional concerns.
Wow.
Yes. That's the end of this one. So it has to do with the interview Bakary Mankajang conducted during abu incident bi xewé Sénégal président bi dafa génn wax ne ku xam where the suspect or ku leen mën na jàppale where to get the suspect mën nañ ko jox $1 million. Nga gis ne Mankajang did an interview with this particular Mama Jabi. Mu nekkoon a viral interview bi nga xamantene people, it was viral, people were talking about it. Mu doon loo xamantene it has to do with the 2023 Sukuta shooting incident bi nga xamantene mu ngi xewoon at Jabang traffic, Sukuta Jabang traffic light. So Mankajang was also arrested upon his arrival bu mu jógee ko from Jululu, saying that he interfered with the investigation.
This is quite interesting.
Yes.
Fala yëf yi di mujjee nag waaye everything nga dëgg ci lu ci anyway, because as far as it is before the court buñ ci dem lu bari sax anyway nañ bàyyi noonu rek den su ko defee xam naa ci si lu bañ a yàgg dinañ ci am lu leer su fekkee ne am na lu ci lëndëm. waaw parce que ñu bari d'accord ci ni mbir mi tëddee ak yooyu noonu, parce que gis naa ci koo xam ne nii moom su asamaan si doon wàcce suuf sax daf leen noo Ousseynou defu ko understand. Ousseynou dafa ko ni te xam nga dafa affaire si dafa sensitive ba nga xam ne because soo seetee issue bi ni mu demee benn rey bi dafa ñaaw, waxuma la nag police officers, you know, they were on duty and then ñu ñëw fekk leen on a very, you know, brutal way niñ leen rey ak yooyu noonu. So
they're all young.
Even Abdoulaye Sanyang, the former, you know,
soldier, the
ex-soldier biñ ko téye xam nga comments ami li mel ni bokk na ci ak yooyu noonu case bi ni bokk na ci, because dafa accuse the government, dafa accuse the president, dafa accuse even the legal system of this country, judges ak yooyu ne yëpp, because xam nga dem na ba wax ci lu bare bare anyway daal loolu moo ko yóbbee loolu yëpp. Waaye li ñoo def rek mooy as far as jeexal nañ loolu we are going for a short break, and then when we return we'll take a look at some of the news stories in our news bulletin last night, and then of course we are hoping to receive our guest Top Striker to talk to us about his musical journey. We're coming back shortly after this break. welcome back. If you just joined us, this is coming to you live from our studios along the OIC Highway. Of course, it's called the Morning Star, and I am together with Maimuna. Let's take a look at some of our news stories in our news bulletin last night. If you can take a look at 2 or 3 stories, that will do. Especially, in this one where a newly installed medical oxygen plant has been inaugurated at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul. The launch marks a major step towards improving access to emergency care and building resilience within the Gambia's health infrastructure. We have more in this report by Ramon.
The project is worth more than $8 million and was funded by Direct Relief for Africa through the Society of Critical Care Medicine. The ceremony brought together government officials, medical experts, and development partners. Her Excellency First Lady Fatoumata Bah Barrow attended as chief guest. Mr. Cherno S. Jallo, Deputy Chief Medical Director at Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, welcomed the initiative and said oxygen is now available in all critical areas of the hospital. He noted that such coverage was not possible just a few years ago.
We've been told here by the MC that oxygen, before we came on board, was costing the hospital $1,500 per month. That's not a small chunk of money if you know what Gambia is. Then now this improved to $1.2 million. So imagine, now we have the whole hospital piped. There is an uninterrupted oxygen supply in our wards, in our ICUs, and in our emergency rooms. Imagine there is just enough above the patient that you can just turn, then you have oxygen flow. I can tell you, a few years ago, if somebody had told us this is possible in this hospital, we would have really doubted it.
Dr. Jeffrey Samuel, Regional Director for Africa at Direct Relief, explained the organization's mission to support communities facing poverty and limited health care access. He reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening health systems across Africa. Dr. Jose Pascal, President of the Society of Critical Care Medicine, described the oxygen plant as a life-changing resource. He emphasized its importance in saving lives and improving patient outcomes.
We want to stand with the people of Gambia. We want to continually support. I still remember the Madam First Lady last year calling on us to continue our support past this oxygen project. And so this is our commitment to the people of Gambia that we want to continually support and make sure that the health and lives are improved all across Gambia. This project not only strengthens the national health system, but also shows what is possible when people come together across countries, across continents for a shared purpose. And I hope that this new medical oxygen system and the continued access to medical supplies can stand as a symbol of hope, a testament to partnership, and a reminder that when we work together, we can build systems that save lives, not just for today, but for generations to come. So,
do you know oxygen is critical to intensive care? It became obvious during COVID. Patients without oxygen, patients that need oxygen in the operating room, delivering babies with lung injury, they need oxygen, and without it, people die. And that happened during COVID in the United States, but it happened a lot in West Africa and in the Gambia. And this is where the idea of consistent oxygen that is always available, as we heard, turning a knob, was accepted in the US, but it is not here.
First Lady Fatoumata Bah Barrow said the oxygen plant will help save the lives of children, women, and vulnerable patients. She stressed that it will prevent deaths caused by oxygen shortages and promote quality healthcare delivery across the country.
First Lady, I am particularly touched by what this project means for women and children. Too often, mothers have faced unbearable moments watching their own newborns or loved ones struggles to breathe simply because oxygen was not available. This plan will change that story. It will ensure that no mother loses her child due to preventable complications.
Ambassador Dr. Erica Bennett praised the First Lady's leadership in humanitarian and health development efforts. She pledged continued collaboration with the Gambia to promote sustainable health initiatives.
Done so much for this country. Not only Gambia, but she's done a lot for all of us in Africa. The style, the class, she has it, what you say you would want a first lady to look like and be like. So I have a breaking news for you today. Breaking news. We, the African Union, we do a project.
Well, the 10th National Youth Parliament of the Gambia held its inauguration session on Monday at the Sadauda Kereba Jawara Conference Center in Bijilo. The event marks a significant step in youth engagement as 64 newly elected and nominated youth parliamentarians from across the country were sworn in to begin their 3-year term. Maria Madem has the rest of the story.
Established in 2002, the National Youth Parliament is a non-partisan, non-profit organization dedicated to representing young Gambians and advocating for their development. It provides a platform for youth to engage with policymakers and stakeholders on critical issues such as governance, employment, education, climate change, and sexual and reproductive health. The Parliament's membership includes representatives elected from constituencies, nominated young women from each region, and representatives of persons with disabilities, ensuring inclusivity. The inauguration session held on Monday, October 20, 2025, marked the first ordinary session of the new Parliament, bringing together 64 youth representatives from across the country to engage in national governance and youth advocacy. In their farewell statements, former National Youth Parliament Speaker Omar Champion Cham and Deputy Speaker Ndegen Job expressed deep gratitude for the opportunity to lead the organization over the past 5 years. They reflected on both the achievements and challenges of their tenure, urging the new members to lead with honesty and integrity while amplifying the voices of the young people they represent.
To the record that in your time, when your challenges were great, you choose collaboration over complaint. Let it record that this age of dissolution, you choose determination. And let it remember that when others waited for tomorrow, you built it today. As we head in the right direction, it is important to note that the National Youth Parliament has also faced its share of constraints. Funding has been tight, support has been slow. This session almost failed to take place due to insufficient funds, despite months of intensive requests for funds and lobbying. We believe the NYP has passed that stage where such struggle will be enjoyed and route to an important and outstanding national gathering of this kind.
For the course of our tenure, I am proud to say that this Parliament have risen to the occasion. Together we have tabled over 10 motions, passed over 10 resolutions, and conducted extensive public consultation that bridge the gap between young.
Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly of the Gambia and Executive Director of the National Youth Council acknowledged the important work of the National Youth Parliament in advocating for the rights of Gambian youth. They both emphasized their office's open door policy, pledging continued support for the National Youth Parliament's endeavors.
Our active participation in democratic process is a powerful testament to the vibrant youth leadership we are cultivating in the Gambia. The National Assembly recognizes the critical role your platform plays in serving young minds, fostering civic responsibility, and ensuring youth voices are heard on matters of national importance.
Honorable members of the 10th Youth Parliament, you are not here by accident. You are chosen because you represent the hopes and aspirations of thousands of young Gambians. Use this platform wisely. Speak for those who cannot. Challenge with respect.
And now finally, family in Talinding, Koloban has been rendered homeless following destructive fire that erupted in the early hours of Saturday afternoon. The blaze, which broke out at approximately 1:45 p.m., consumed the entire household, reducing personal belongings and essential items to ashes. Olejang has the rest of this detail.
According to preliminary findings, the fire is suspected to have originated from an electrical fault. though investigations are ongoing. Fortunately, no casualties were reported, but the emotional toll and material loss have left the affected family and neighbors shaken. Modou Ndaw, elder of the household, recounted the harrowing moment.
I was at my shop when my brother's wife called me, screaming that our house was on fire. By the time I arrived, neighbors had already gathered and were trying to extinguish the flames. The fire service came late, but we had managed to put it out with the help of the community. Sadly, everything inside, mostly women's clothes and materials, were completely destroyed.
The incident has sparked a wave of solidarity among residents, with many praising the swift response of local youth who helped contain the fire before it spread further. Councillor Babukar Mansali of Talinding North, though not present at the scene, expressed his concerns and gratitude in a statement.
Ñum fi ñom ñomo kolon sa di ma jot that information mu nekk loo xam ne daal métti na trop ñëpp xam nañ safara su génnee rek lum dee cause waaye dinaa gërëm the youth of Talinding North.
I was in Kartong when I received the call from my ward councillor member in Koloban sub-ward. It was heartbreaking. I want to commend the youth of Talinding Koloban for their unwavering support. They have stepped up in times of crisis.
Dimba luñ fi demonstrate wax nañ ma ko even recently lu ma ñëwee seeti.
In light of the incident, Councillor Mansali urged residents to prioritize safety by hiring licensed electricians for all electrical installations and repairs, warning against the dangers posed by unqualified individuals. The community continues to rally around the affected family, offering support and assistance as they begin the difficult process of recovery. Oli Jeng, Star TV News. According to preliminary findings, the fire is suspected to have originated from an electrical fault, though investigations are ongoing. Fortunately, no casualties were reported, but the emotional toll and material loss have left the affected family and neighbors shaken. Modou Ndaw, elder of the household, recounted the harrowing moment.
I was at my shop when my brother's wife called me, screaming.
All right, welcome back. After that story from our news bulletin last night, where an inferno caught at Talinding. Now let's take a look at some stories that are making rounds on social media before we, welcome Top Striker to have an exclusive interview with him so that he can tell us more about his musical journey. To begin with, I think we have to go to let's go to Kerfatu, because there is this interesting story that I show, and of course I want us to take a look at the story. It has to do with MC Cham saying no party will form a coalition or something like that with the UDP. Let's go straight to Kerfatu. This is very interesting. MC Cham Jr., the MC Cham Jr., the business councillor at the Kanifing Municipal Council KMC, a member of the United Movement for Change UMC, has stated that the United Democratic Party is unlikely to form any coalition with other political parties ahead of the 2026 presidential election. So, speaking in a recent interview, Cham urged that the UDP's approach to politics and its treatment of former members could undermine its ability to build alliance or achieve broad-based support. This is quite interesting.
We have very interesting times ahead of the 2026 presidential election.
So, it's actually the truth. Because understand that the way they treated their former members, their approach to politics. Is it because they were treated that way? So more time you feel the more possible. And then we've had Dabo saying they're open to
coalition,
to forming a coalition with any political party. But he believes, the way they were treated, with other members as well, and their approach, of politics would definitely undermine that to happen. So
maybe
what's your take?
But when you talk about the issue of forming coalitions, the moment you mention UDP, people will like the fact that form a coalition with them. Because most of the time, people will be like, how they represent politics. So it will be very hard for you form a coalition pour select ki nga xamantene mo nek moy jité that particular coalition, because most people believe ne ñom dañoo am the concept ne they have what it takes pour mëna gis ne they could be the leaders of the coalition or pour mëna gis ne mën nañu jité that particular coalition. But recently gis na ne Dabo génn na wax ne they are open to coalition talks pour mëna gis ne ñi mën nañu génn si if they want to form coalitions. So I think this is the very best time pour mëna gis ne mën nañu start lolu, because election is fast approaching and almost ñu ngi to the end of the year. And next year, inshallah, suñ ko fekkee ak jàmm December, ñu ngi head to the polls to elect li nga xamantene moo nekk a president. So I think this is the high time pour mën a gis ne they should work on it, put aside everything pour mën a gis ne in as much as Gambia moo leen ñor, they should put aside everything pour mën a gis ne mën nañu see ways they could do pour mën a gis ne def the necessary things they have to do pour mën a gis ne that free, fair and transparent
what many people
election.
have been accusing them of is UDP forming a coalition. This is not you believe it will not be possible. They will not rally behind any political party. They will not rely on rally behind any political party. But Lulu, ndax foog nga ne mun naa change this time around, especially being with this issue of people resigning, people holding key positions in their party, even though so they filled in those gaps because the new members, new appointments were made and stuff like that. For them to restructure before elections come in would maybe take time. According to the way I see things, they might deny to say no, that will not happen because they're up there, they've restructured, or it has not shaken them or stuff like that, because they can argue as strong as they want. But the way I see things and stuff. So do you think, that being the case, do you think, ne dinañ sukkandiku ci loolu ba gis na maybe we are kind of weak structure bi dafa demee nii ak na then they come up with forming a coalition with someone, even not minding whether someone is taking the lead or not.
The issue of the leads, it matters to them a lot, because so holy they will be like ñoom yagan si li nga xamantene moo nekk si yëngu-yëngu lii di politics bi te soo ko xoolee they are one of the country's largest opposition party. So ko xoolee when it comes to the issue of who will lead the coalition, dafa nekk an issue loolu du ñàkk. That will be an issue, because most of them they will be with the concept ne ñoom yàgg nañ si politique bi, yàgg nañoo xees li nga xamante ne moo nekk réew mi, in as much as they need a coalition ñoom ñooy jiite loolu nga xamante ne moo nekk that coalition. Te affaire si foofu la affaire si di commencé. Most of the time they never am the coalition, but ñuy jiite the people bi nga xamante ne ñooy nekk at the forefront li nga xamante ne moo nekk the issue of the coalition. Yes, the issue of flag bearer bi dafa nekk an issue, because within them alone the issue of flag bearer bi nekk na stockless of coalition.
Loolu moom affaire la. Let's take a look at PYFC TV, because we've seen Bakso Jaiteh. Bakso Jaiteh?
Yeah.
Bakso keneen ku neex la man su ma gisee story am su waxee dama ko dee yaakamtee déglu parce que man waxam dafa ma neex. dafa saf ku xoromu la. Bakso Jaiteh, the national coordinator general of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, which is the APRC, under Fabakary Tombong Jatta, in an audio, obtained by PYFC TV, has fired a warning shot at the breakaway group led by Yahya Jammeh. So Jaiteh urges APRC to remain calm and patient in the face of, relentless attacks from Jammeh-led faction. So Jaiteh accused Jammeh of orchestrating daily insults and castigations against the APRC and its leadership, so saying he will never betray or disappoint the APRC. He emphasizes that the party had endured enough, and that enough is enough. Jete also highlighted Fabakary Tombong Jatta's seniority and respect, noting Fabakary Tombong Jatta is older than you, meaning Jammeh, and Fabakary is blessed at his age. So, moreover, Jete leveled serious allegations against Jammeh, claiming he was behind the Marabu and Jalang Moy Voodoo, the Marabu and Jalang attack. Claiming he was behind Marabu and Jalang attack. The rituals aimed at harming the APRC leaders. So APRC, we are aware of everything. So, Jete declared, he concluded by warning Jammeh that his actions would have consequences, and the Gambian people were watching. Enough is enough. We are here with our wives and our families enjoying. If you do good will follow you. So Fabakary Tombong Jatta is blessed at the age of 70. Something he is still walking, and he's still enjoying because of his good heart. But you, Jammeh, whatever, fan nga nekk and stuff like that. maa ngi try pour it ko sax maa ngi ree ci ron gis nga li olof naan lu tëgg a tas.
After that, fu mu nekk nii dafa critical, things are going out of hand. So gis na every time the gis audios upon audios release. Fire Naki.
Now they're blaming Jammeh for
they're blaming
Jammeh for the rituals.
Party
no, xam nga Jammeh tam dafa neex da nga toog fii ba pare di control. Dafa war na bàyyi rek gaay doxal. Mu def ndanka
in as much as moom ngi in Equatorial Guinea, the party is in the hands of ñoom Tombong.
Bi mu daxee ñoom Yaya Tamba ak Jammeh ak ñoom Yaya Tamba ak yooyu noonu. After loolu the party bi si la lañ nekk sax. Anyway, because ñu ngi am gan, so I don't want to take more time on that because of the interesting rek ñu ne xaaral ñu indi ko because top striker is here and then the game gis nañ yooyu noonu. So let's go to the Fatu network. I think we'll just take 1 or 2 then ñu tàggatoo then su ko defee ñu am top striker even though he came late but ñu jéem a seet naka la ñoo mën a def. Let's take a look at the Fatu network because ñu ngi am a very interesting story here. Where the Gambia Police Force has handed over a murder suspect, Boris Sonko, to Senegalese authority in what police describe as a coordinated effort to combat, transitional crime. So Sonko is accused of killing his pregnant wife, Bintou Manjang, in Bignona, Senegal, before fleeing into the Gambian territory. So according to police, he was arrested with the help of the Gambia Police Force officers and the victim's family and formally transferred on 19th of October. So the Senegalese police also returned a Gambian registered truck intercepted during the investigation. The Gambia Police Force says the operation reflects growing operations between the two countries. So citing recent joint arrest and transfer of a suspect linked to capital offences. So the police say both nations remain committed in ensuring fugitives are safely traced or tracked and brought to justice.
Yeah, this is something commendable by the Gambia Police Force. It shows that collaboration is between ñi nga xamante ne moo nekk ñaari réew yi. I think this is not the first time. This is not the yeneen fugitive yi nga xam ne ñu bàyyi ko from Gambia. Dugga Senegal, ñu jàppaleen handed them over to the Gambia Police Force. So vice versa, the same thing happened na góor bi flee na to the Gambia but with concerted efforts delloo nañ ko fi nga xamante ne moo nekk Senegal. So
all right, that does it for what's trending. Parce que bonita top stories. We have to have top striker. He's in the building with us. Let's go for this short break and then allow top striker to step in, and then we can start this exclusive interview so that he can tell us about his musical journey. Coming back shortly after this break. Well, like I said before, we went for a break that we were expecting to have a top striker in the building to talk to us about his musical journey. Finally, top striker is here with us, and of course, good morning, top striker Nolef.
Yeah, morning, mama, brother. Morning, Star TV.
Yeah.
Morning, the Gambia, West Africa, in it fully. You know, one side till the land side. We're in the building straight.
All right, that's my co-host Maimuna, top striker. You know, man,
cool.
To begin with, because to tell you the truth, the name top striker didn't ring a bell initially. I was like top striker. But anyway, tell us about you being top striker in the Gambian music industry. But let's start to know who top striker is first, because at least it's the first time we're having you for an interview. So we wanted to know exactly my top striker before we get into details about your musical career.
I'm Molamin Baji by name, man from Comboys, man in our state. Top striker is an artist, a dancehall artist for that matter. Probably it's a name come from the ghetto state in 2017 state. This was a name like helped me by my brother. One of my brother tell them, like that time I was probably a fans of Massacre, the Jamaican artist. So he drops a song titled Top Striker. That time I really love that song, big time, man. So the name Top Striker come from that song. Like if you look this song like straight, like means like in the Gambian music industry, I'm the top striker, Telekila Balkat.
Yeah.
See what I say?
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So for how long have you been striking?
We can say like from 2016 like till now, like it's about 9 to 10 years in it.
Okay.
So we are say.
So don't have a jam them Dora strike. You were striking before.
Yeah, because by that time, like in Jambe's time, like you can just strike. Because that time Jammeh is the striker, so you can just pull up and strike, man, bro.
So you substituted Jammeh?
Yeah, I substituted him
like being the top striker.
ZBS,
yeah, a dancehall artist for that matter.
Z.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about the journey, because and I just want to speak English so that people can understand exactly.
Okay, I got you.
Anyway, but anyway, let's talk about where the striking begins, somewhere starting the, you've been in the music field, and then, why dancehall music, because nitki mun nga deglu dancehall, and then you went to, nga dem pour boy hip hop and stuff like that, because it happens, because if you know the connection between dancehall and hip hop, there is, especially dancehall, that hip hop influence. So why not hip hop, but you stick to dancehall because you were listening to dancehall? Is it only because you're good at dancehall, or is it because you don't realize that with dancehall music you can definitely break through, you can make create waves, you can lock up the whole place and stuff?
Zin, yeah, top striker straight. Man started for like that time. I didn't record even a single. I can remember it was in Badibu Kerawan, like when DJs have shows. I used to go there, they play a bit for me, instrumental. At that time I was going good, and in schools too. Like when like these competitions like quiz and things, when it happens, I normally come out, the teachers,
and then you go
I used to perform straight. So like in that, like I just see like, why not me doing this, like building my own song, like recording it. It can make waves, because that time I see whenever like I come on stage, even with without the beat, like without the beat like I was training, you just give me a random beat, I will just come flow in it and kill it, like people will be
like a freestyle.
Yeah, and I get many like people like telling me, yo bro, you can do this, but just I feel like by that time it was not the correct way to shoot. Like if I could recall, in 2016 I recorded a song and it was not that good. I packed that song.
What was bad about the recording?
Like,
is it the verses were not that?
Yeah, that like the way I'm coming, like I feel like the maturity in the music and the understanding
was not there.
So I had to go and build it up again, like do a consistently training on the music and doing it.
So what was the name of that record?
It was like Black Man, like something like Black man will feel corruption to me, and I will never feel corrupt. Black man will do wickedness to me, and I will never do wicked. On the whole, they don't wanna see me rise. On the whole, something like that. Like it comes like that. But I feel like the music was too childish, I had to go back and get ready.
And then you get it done.
So by the ending of 2016, like it's the time I come with the feeling like, yo, I had to change like the way of music I sing. Though they were, I don't know how to say this, like the place you are trying to mention, like what brings my mind into dancehall, like me, the very first, like I was a dancehall supporter. I was a dancehall. The dancehall was too much influence in me. It has too much influence in me because like I could remember like that time. I don't even like listen to afros like and them things like only dancehall, I listen to dancehall after like not like I can do it like just afro or hip hop or so whatever. Like bro, I'm versatile. Like I can do all. Like okay, wait, like Ninsanonten in the family Motepola. Motepola. Ninjutune ya mimbenkandunga bebola. Star TV, Obebola, Strezo Mimbenga Tetano Zaretola. Hey, Zaretola, Watamanjarin Tengam Fango Yellow Tora. Bro, a vibe Yellow Tora. Mira Coma, you'll dabble in the Tola. Ayatimbugazoba Kungembabe far in the Tola, bro. Manina Mola, Manzobelo in Nagola. Pabi bedola pruka jala molbe yedota. Rough days going to Bukakuma, Nyaka Jango Tilibula Zuta, Mamira to Babu Nyazunya, Brahma Jambela Kankanga Koma. Rough days going Nwale Duta, Konkoka Mutaika Fosuna, Ye Dabona Kudakamutula, Layalantemam bomb. Yes, it goes like that, like versatile, bro. Like any kind of music, like I can do it. But I feel like the dancehall music, like that's the thing, like can take you international, like. Yeah, because when you check like in me, like truly, like I can say like I'm versatile, but like when it comes to dancehall, nah, bro, I don't see nobody in the Gambia, I can stand that and say that, like dancer, no, bro. Honest to speaking, like I'm.
All right.
Yeah.
Just tell me about the performance. Tell me about the first time that song, come out, and then and you feel say. That are the perfect music, and the item love it.
Yeah.
So tell me about the feelings. Tell me about the reaction of the people. What the items say about the music.
Yeah. I can remember like at that time because like I was going to school from Badibu. I come to Brikama, like at my grandfather's compound. Like I was going to Jamisa, so from Jamisa too I was doing like stuff, students loving it, so in end of 2016 2017 the starting, like I was through to be frank, I ain't got no money like to bump the studio, so I had to go like on a freestyle session on a studio called Multi Record Lasers Studio. At that time a producer there, Mighty Famous. So like I went there for a freestyle session, and the freestyle was too good. Like he saw and tell me, yo, you got talent, man. Where you staying? I tell him, I'm staying right now at Brikama Newtown. Alright, then I went home, make a freestyle, send it to him. I told him, yeah, right. To me, like to be frank, I wanna record, I wanna do this music, but I'm not financially strong. So I don't know how you can help me. He told me, just come on the studio. I went to the studio, and voice the song like the song title Ready for the Date. Ready for the date, man, I ready for the date. Tell them boy we are send them to the grave. Kill them in a hearse, man, go in a hearse. Make them know we are send them to the hill. You gonna load up, make them go. Anyway, you say you know, say the party I look up, no boy can set up, no matter we not give up. Tell them anything them do, say we got to hit up that place we are go burn up all white. We are mash up for my dad this week. Dash them in a river, people find them, and with them dirty at them. Hey, tell them we are ready, top strike already. The song goes like this, you know. I recorded that song like.
So them feel ready for the date.
Ready for the date.
So what's happening on that date?
Yeah. So I remember like when the song was, when I got the rope from the studio, I come and play for my elder. One of my elder was there, Macadidon, he was an artist. I played for him. He tell me, yo, youth, because like the voice that was coming out from the song, like and the strength and the, like the energy was too real and too hard, you know.
Yeah.
He tell me, yo, youth, nah, you got you got this thing, you got this thing. So then the song come out, I released the song. I can remember like there's one entertainment called PDMK, PDMK Entertainment. It was a recording label. So they just had the song and contact me like, yo, youth, you good to go, man. Like you could have come in our entertainment, like we could have signed you and do something else. So like that time, like man was in a years. I'm not financially strong, so
Alright.
I had to go, man.
But that's it. Anyway, we are going to watch this video and then come back later.
Alright.
Because we have like couple of videos from Top Striker, so we just wanted to watch at least one or two more. And then later we come back and then, you know, continue the discourse and then, you know, Maimuna will definitely ask some questions. Maybe she got questions to ask. Let's watch this video from Top Striker and come back later.
You know, inside one side, till the other side. Kontenga mira, why lunga sira, dunu benkang dunu katejira, ulu kanetinya, kemembe kenande nyinala, dol kanjele benkunu kamunuma, sawante ultalo tani streso ni peno la timu kazuba, more time kalondi kuma, dama sespe munatuma, walibu sespe bende koma, nila fonga kuma, afole konde dadula, no saika sinol bulanye ko ambulanso, uni talente la ninki na nkonya wanyaka dila ko vinti bando, champa siyata, waya molbe nyoti nyala, jauya siyata, wedi kalong koni tati nyata, champa siyata, waya molbe nyoti nyala, jauya siyata, wedi kalong koni tati nyata. Ninto nyabe fola iPhone wole be party ya tinyala ayeko kalaki yeke ye tuto samato hani tanyo ya dia fo bukalong e force pour ye lobong keep the good faith in the kana song e korte ko ye telecom just do the right and ignore the wrong ngoro sita ye tene tali kaira kuwe bukete ye kali sibole nata konye ko jali anima ko ye mari yeso masi chamba siyata waya molbe nyoti nyala jauya siyata wedi kalong koni tati nyata chamba siyata waya molbe nyoti nyala jauya siyata wedi kalong koni tati nyata kontenga mira wai lunga sira dunu benkang dunu katejira ulu kanetinya kemembe kenande nyinala dol kanjele benkunu kamunuma sawante ultalo tani streso ni peno la kimbuka zuba more time kaloni kuma dama sespe munatuma
East side, one side.
yeah
Big Anyone a blazer.
Mansuma febar mane garab du ko faj Anga nyata nit la ves pour timbale gay di ma aj Uyon bi ube puru dem ni di manaj Amu dara luñ ma defun ngir gis suma carrière raj Santa santa yàlla alhamdulillah man nekkatuma dof yoon bi sori na waay fu ñu jógee ñun xamuñ backup man suma family over so na torop buur bi yàlla ma la ñaan defal sukar suñu bopp amanke biti bi rin fu ñu cepe bukante hook up my life so boring lonely amigo pray to God one chance to make it up mama tell me say son say ya disappoint
Beautiful, powerful music video. That was really mad. That was crazy.
Thanks.
When was the production done?
Yeah, this production was done this year, just around July to August, because right now we on an album called Kea.
Kea.
We'll be launching,
working on the album?
Yeah, we'll be launching November 29 in Maninabar Nursery School Street.
The album launching?
Yeah.
November 29.
November
So meaning
29.
the album is done and dusted?
Done and dusted, man,
Yep.
bro.
Yeah. Who recorded the whole songs?
It's somewhere from Diamond Gidem, some at Hardcore Production, and some at Mighty Famous Studio.
How many tracks in the album?
Like, we were about 15 tracks, man.
Okay. Is there any collaboration in the album?
Yeah.
In the Gambia or internationally?
Yeah, in the Gambia, probably we have in Hussein Dada in it, and we have Times in it, and Mike C, the Pro Dem Bass in it fully.
Remember, you have a question for Top Striker?
There's a few one. How is it like working in the Gambian music industry? And what are some of the challenges you've been through since you started the music?
Yo, for real, I wouldn't lie. Gambian music, like, it's nice and it's hard, Like, when you comes to, like, financial and them thing, like, it's hard though. But, like, when you come to the support and the love we see from the fans every day, it's nice, Because, like, the way I used to time it, I don't know about others, like, when the talent is there and when you are working, like, people will support, But, like, you can just come, like, and stand and say people to support you whilst you don't put in the work. When you work, people gonna support you. But, like, when you ain't working, but people ain't gonna support you. So, like, the only thing, like, the only difficulties we face is the financial support, the financial thing. Like, that is the only difficulties I face through my journey in this music,
So family-wise, are you having the support you deserve from the family?
Yeah. I give thanks, alhamdulillah, my mother standing for me, like, even not financially, but, like, I can say advises me and doing stuffs for me, like, that I ain't even expect, like, as an African mother or as a Gambian mother, go and do it for the music, But, like, she just saw the talent and, like, so whatever, like, in her word, he used to tell me, like, even, like, you are doing the music, you just need to pray to God, like, your 5 daily prayers. That's the best.
No, that's fine.
And have you been praying your 5 daily prayers?
Yeah, I give thanks, like, it's not easy. One can't say, like, as a Gambian artist, you pray about 5 daily prayers, but I normally try, man, bro.
You're trying your best.
Yeah, trying to be
You
perfect,
married?
man. No, I ain't got married.
Kids?
But no. Yeah, for real, I got 1 kid,
Okay. Anyway, because, the questions she asked and your response, it's like you're telling us the Gambian people, do support Gambian artists. So that means then what do you say to people who think the Gambians are not really supporting? It's only just a couple of artists that they are supporting. So is it a confirmation from you to say no, it's not true? The Gambians do support, or the Gambians do come out to support?
Bro, like, to be honest with you, Gambians do support their own, like, you can see, like, from all the shows, like, that are held in True City or GCCI, like, any artist who works, like, people come out, like, when they see the work, they come out and support, like, check in from Mantu, ST, like, many of them, like, if I do say that, if I will be honest with you, last year, like, we all see Antu put in the work, and, like, he was supported, and, like, he never held a show in True City, but, like, he put in the work. So that's why people come out, people see the work they do. Like, when people see the hard work, bro, like, they support. Like, even, like, they don't like you, but, like, when they see the work you are doing, like, they come out full and support you. Like, you can tell me this year, last year to this year, like, how many upcoming artists has just rise we have many of them, you know, because like due to the support like the fans are giving, like when you come to TikTok and them thing, like when you drop a song, it's good and it's hit, people go and use it, you know. So like I feel like if they are not supporting you, like know that like the work has still like not the way it should read.
Yeah.
When it read, like bro, they're gonna support full time.
That's on the supporters side.
Yeah.
About the promoters, about the producers. What is the the relationship do you have with them? Do you think promoters especially are doing justice to the Gambian artists, or because some people do accuse some promoters of sidelining some of the artists, not contacting them or including them in their shows and stuff like that. What do you have to say?
Alright, bro, like to my own mental thinking, like, and my own perspective, like even the promoters, even they are not with you, but like bro, when you put in the work, you are not looking for the promoters. When you put in the work, like they're gonna come look for you.
Have you been included in shows?
Yeah, bro. Walipa shows like.
Which was the biggest show that you performed, that you were invited and you performed?
Oh, Gambia's Best of the Best.
Okay.
Hussein Dada, ST, like. Walipa shows in Chu City, you know.
You were invited.
Yeah, I was invited.
How about your own shows? Have you organized any major event yet?
Yeah. Last year, I have done a concert in Maninabar Nursery School, which was like definitely successful, you know. That's why this year we hope to go for an album, like which like no doubt, bro, it gonna be successful because like we know the amount of work we put in and like the amount of support we seen from the fans. Like we fully hope so. Like the show is gonna be successful. Like bro, like it's not like the promoters or the artists or the DJs or the producers, bro. Like when you work, even you don't go to them, they're gonna come to you, man, because you worked and the fans are there for you. So when the fans stand, like you should not just focus on the promoters, like they are not supporting me. You know? Even they are not supporting, like you just put in the work. They will come to you one day, you know, because the work is clean and it's clear and it's well done.
Your relationship with artists, is there any, do you have a strained relationship with anyone?
Yeah, big time. Relationship with Dada, Anto, my brother, real for life. Mike C, Dog. We have Wolipa artists whom like we have relationship like to others, like it might not be just like that strong, but like we know each other, we holler at each other, you know.
Because I'm speeding up some of these questions because of time. Anyway, but in your album you've got collaborations, but not with an international artist.
No.
Are you working towards this? Do you have any link, or are you trying to link up with any artist outside to collaborate with?
Yeah, I would just say like this year for now, no, we are not like pushing too much collabos. Like it's our first debut album, so like we are just trying to come up like just to say like because of this, like because of him or because of him, like his album was successful or his thing was successful. I just want to do it like by my own, like homegrown, like till I'm where I wanna be. Maybe next year, like we could go for an international collab. It is there like fully when we go we go have it, you know. But like I just feel like I had to work on myself a little bit and on my own a little bit.
Yeah, because time is almost up. Tell me about your event coming and what some of the information you want to share.
Yeah, the album coming here November 29, live and direct in a Maninabar Nursery School. 22nd we releasing the album. 22nd November we releasing the album full time. 22nd November is the road show for the album, and like expect like a lot of more things because like we are trying to sensitize the society, like when it comes to you like care to be a man, bro. You know, like it takes many difficulties and many hard times like challenges to be a man. So like that's what I'm trying to like phrase out, like how to be a man. It's difficult and how to reach yourself there, even to like to build a family and them thing like how it's difficult, you know. So that's why I come with that concept because I'm a man. I know like how much difficulties I pass through, you know. So that's why I'm trying to bring that on the album. Like new song coming out next week, inshallah. Kunung. Imeta kila vero la nyabika walk saika findi na nye banke kono la biga walk ala talaya la jongo mimba kopa fuela setani moro yente kaya shoda FA duma tije sanga tale to the top ngani yole laugh me family live up bro ke ala album mote baila haniko manso kiti tamina buwa buka was stop sa TV yalo ne suta jelenka lambuka chop moto tije ninkata so lanka rock Yalo ne chepe jelembula kamipo ya kuelbe from man wonde buka stop now ngamira kununna bring kuel kole atanyul kajutunna hey lemuna kumumba ikafara temaleko akakumunda bro nyuljika kurumba ikatamandinde kane akatumurla bari kila rasulullah iman tol kisata mokurunna you know I side one side till the side create top striker da jana ninkinanka inside Star TV live with their skate 29 November KR the album y'all pull up and support. It's a brother first debut album. I love peace.
So people can stream it live.
Yeah, people can stream.
Where
it
can
live.
they get the
Yeah.
album from which side?
You can get it like YouTube and AudioMac.
AudioMac.
Yeah, we
Okay.
enjoying Spotify and Apple Music. Yeah, but like
Thank-
we're hoping before the album we're gonna join them.
Thank you very much. That was Top Striker. Maimuna, you want to say one thing about Balanyo?
Yes, thank you so very much for watching. Stay tuned to the Star TV and enjoy the rest of our programs.
All right, that was Top Striker talking to us about his musical journey, and of course, November 29.
Yeah, the
it's going to be the
album,
album launching, so you better check it out. Definitely, you're good. Just keep it up because you've got the tone, you've got the timing, you've got the the talent is there already.
You are fully invited. You know.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, that's exactly what we have time for. Till we come here again, inshallah. Jërë ngeen jëf, bye bye.